Hey all, Stalky boy here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Screentime, specifically Michael Myers, and from the title, you know it was mostly inspired by, well, his screen time in Halloween Ends. It's very common to hear that Michael didn't get enough screen time in Halloween Ends. Some people will defend the movie, saying he has more screen time in Ends than he does in the 1978 original. Yet, he feels like he has less in Ends. Why is this? Right before we get into it, if you enjoy videos like this, please leave a like, consider subscribing to see more, and comment on what topic you would like to see me cover next. Now then, let's get into it. First, let's go over how much screen time Myers has in the two films. Thanks to this individual from Reddit, we know exactly how much he has in the original. Michael Myers in the original Halloween has 9 minutes and 37 seconds of screen time. Meanwhile, in Halloween Ends, Michael's screen time comes to 10 minutes and 55 seconds. He has nearly a minute longer in Halloween Ends. Yet, it's undeniable he feels like he has more of a presence in the original. While there are quite a few key factors that result in Myers feeling like he has more screen time, one of the biggest reasons is presence. No, not that type of presence. Get your mind out of the holidays, you filthy degenerates. This presence. In the original Halloween film, Myers escapes near the very start of the movie. For nearly the entirety of the rest of the movie, Michael is seen several times. The audience knows Myers can be behind any bush, any corner, waiting patiently to strike at any moment. He has a physical threat throughout the whole thing. Meanwhile, in Halloween Ends, we know Michael is just chilling in his cave. We don't even get to see the shape until 40 minutes into Halloween Ends. After this, we have to wait even longer before seeing the boogeyman actually kill someone, and when he does kill someone, he needs help from Corey to actually do it. As an audience member, we begin thinking, well, Myers isn't even that big of a threat at the moment. The real villain is clearly Corey. Myers isn't really pushing any of the plot through his actions. Corey is the one being the big pushing factor. Meanwhile, in the original, Myers is the main and only threat. Every single sense of danger is because of the shape. He's what the audience needs to always be looking for. Because of this, even when the shape isn't on screen, his presence is just felt as much. Something the movie Halloween Kills utilizes very well. Speaking of which, between Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, which movie do you think has more Myers screen time? The majority of people, I'm sure, will say Halloween Kills. Myers is the main character of that film after all, but surprisingly, no. Myers has nearly double the amount of screen time in Halloween 2018, yet he feels like he has much more in Kills. It's all due to how the movie is structured, giving Myers so much more presence in Halloween Kills. Throughout the entire film, Myers is killing people left and right. We know the movie isn't afraid in the slightest to show Myers killing people. Nearly every other scene is Myers going on a rampage, and he is always killing at least 2 people minimum. Even when Myers isn't on screen, we know whenever we aren't in a hospital, Myers could be anywhere. Since the majority of the film isn't in the hospital, well, it results in Myers feeling like he's everywhere nearly always. Halloween 2018 focuses on several other characters for long periods of time, because, well, Myers isn't the main character in 2018. The main focus is the aftermath of the trauma Myers caused, resulting in Laurie and her family having a lot more screen time. While in Halloween Kills, they're setting up for a huge traumatic effect that will scar the entire town of Haddonfield for Halloween Ends. I'm still very surprised Myers has more screen time in 2018. I still can't fully wrap my head around it. When writing for this video, I thought for sure he had more in Kills. I was absolutely shocked to see he had nearly double the amount of time in 2018. Goes to show how much pacing and structure can change things. Of course, there is one other reason why Michael feels like he had so much more time in the original. This one is much more simple. Halloween 1978 is 20 minutes shorter than Halloween Ends. This combined with Myers feeling like he's everywhere results in his presence just being absolutely massive. The screen time alone has me scratching my head when people compare the two films. Whenever I have said, man, I wish Myers just had a bit more screen time, I would get the response, well, he doesn't have that much screen time in the original Halloween, so I guess that movie is bad too. Which, first off, internet, I never said Halloween Ends is bad. I like it, I don't love it though. But from all of this, I realized I was a bit in the wrong. Myers doesn't need more screen time within the film, he just needed a bit more presence by giving him greater menace. There are 3 things I would change to give Myers more menace in Halloween Ends. For starters, I would keep the deleted introduction to the shape. If you haven't seen the deleted scene for Michael's introduction to Halloween Ends, I highly recommend it. It's a really fun scene with some added tension, and it makes Myers feel like much more of a threat. The second would be giving Myers a bit more to do in the third act building up to the climax. Just have a little more of Michael obviously tracking down Corey. Have Myers kill Corey's mom as well. That way we could possibly get to keep the deleted gory death of the mother since it's no longer homicide. It would still make sense symbolically since Myers represents Corey gaining his freedom through power. Myers gets to feel a little more threatening, which results in there being just a little more build up towards that climax with all three of these plot lines coming together. It's really just a win-win all around. And finally, I would change the Doug kill scene around a little bit. I would have Myers treated in a more respectful manner. I wouldn't have him dispatched so quickly by Doug. I get it, he's weakened, but I still don't think he should just be dealt with so easily. I would have Myers sneak up from behind, shank the dude in the shoulder, maybe hit his head against the wall, daze Doug. He would then insist on Corey stabbing Doug, putting the knife in his hand or offering the knife, whatever the sort is. And then I would have Corey struggle a little bit, and I would have Myers forcibly slam the knife into Doug, so Corey is forced to actually get that first sense of power from Myers, since that's what he symbolically represents, and he gets to just keep that more threatening aura to him, and then you can have Myers take the knife and continue to stab Doug, and then you still get that cool, wickedly creative scene with Myers taking shape. Just like in Halloween Ends, where it seems like it's clear Myers is gaining strength from each kill, I would have his intentions with Corey be a little more ambiguous. I wouldn't go so far as to say he's helping Corey, maybe he could be attempting to help him, but you could have it more obvious Myers is stalking Corey throughout the film, which may lead the audience guessing, is he just using Corey to an end to pull in more victims? What exactly is Myers' end goal? I would just have it be a little bit more of a mystery. Maybe he just wants to kill enough people, regain strength, and kill Corey. I think that would be a cool way to just add more to Myers and give him just a little bit more to do in the film. This way you can still actually keep the film focused on Corey. It doesn't need to be Myers-centric. That's not my problem with the film in the slightest. I don't have an issue that it's not Myers-centric, but I do feel for the trilogy there could have been a more respectful way to handle Myers in the last film within this trilogy. Funnily enough, I used to see the exact same screen time argument used for Godzilla 2014 when compared to the original Gojira. Godzilla 2014 is half an hour longer than Gojira, and uses a similar strategy to Halloween Ends. Godzilla himself doesn't show up in 2014 until an hour into the movie, getting teased beforehand, similar to Myers and Halloween Ends. The similarities don't end there, however. There is only a 1 minute difference of screen time once again. Godzilla 2014 and Ends both save the majority of their characters' screen time for the climax for one last epic battle. Crazy how similar these cases are. When you save the majority of the character's screen time for the very end, it makes it feel like the character barely existed throughout the entire film, especially when the main focus isn't on said character. For as many similarities Ends and Godzilla 2014 have, there are some key differences that have me much more forgiving of Halloween Ends. In Godzilla 2014, the most interesting character dies 30 minutes into the film. In Halloween Ends, you get to enjoy Laurie throughout the entirety of it. I also find Corey to be a very interesting character as well. The biggest difference would be the titles, though. One is called Godzilla, and barely features Godzilla. One is called Halloween Ends. That features quite a bit of Halloween shenanigans. I really do think if Michael was treated more respectfully within this last film installment and he was just given a little bit more to do, I feel like the consensus with the film would be much more positive. Even with the other flaws such as, well, Allison, I feel a lot more people would be much more receptive of the new take if they didn't treat Myers with as much disrespect. I don't think it's as big of a deal that he doesn't have as much screen time or anything of the sort. It's just a twist of the knife when Myers doesn't have a lot of presence within the film and also is just treated in such a pitiful sort of way. Let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. Which Halloween movie do you feel Myers has the most screen time in? What would you like me to talk about next? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.